Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Excited to have you all here. Thank you for being here live and in person because you know what? Y'all could have been choosing to do anything, but you chose to be here, and that means a lot to us. Tonight we're going to be doing some collaboration on goal setting, and I can't wait to visit with you all. First of all, we're going to go ahead and get started. Introductions. We have a new beauty consultant in our unit. Her name is Christy O'Neill, and she is in Florida. And she is a new team member of the amazing Amanda Canute. Congratulations, ladies. And Christy, if you're watching the replay, I am okay with traveling to Florida. And so, just in case you're curious, like when you're moving up the career path, you know that I'll want to come visit you, right? So anyway, all right, and a lot of people from Kansas might want to come with me. So anyway, I'm just really excited. We got a lot of stuff going on. Is there anyone that wants to share something that you experienced this week in your Mary Kay business that you're really excited about? Anyone? Everybody's looking beautiful, by the way. Dolores, you look beautiful tonight. I love your earrings. Oh, yes, sassy. Look at the earrings. Look at that eye makeup. You're looking gorgeous. All right. Anything anyone wants to share? Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and I just want to remind you that we just started a new star quarter on the 16th of June. And so you have until the 15th of September to become a star consultant. And that is just by doing 300 in sales per week, you guys. That's Sapphire Star level. Isn't that crazy? 300 in sales a week. Now, if you do 400 in sales a week, that's a Ruby Star level. If you did 500 in sales per week, that's a Diamond Star level. And I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think it's jump up to 5 to do Emerald. No, it shouldn't be a jump. Sorry. 300 is Sapphire, 400 is Ruby, 500 is Diamond, 600 is Emerald, and then 800 is Pearl, because that does jump up 1200. Okay. Also, Power Achievers. This year we have Power Achievers instead of Soar Achievers. And so you will be a Power Achiever when you do 700 wholesale in one calendar month. And so we're going to talk about some goals and stuff and like what you guys might have. So I've got some great tools for you to use also if you do have some goals to build your sales this year. Okay, next, let's show this career path. So let me pull this little baby up here. Oh, let me write on it. Okay. All right, let me just share this with y'all real quick. That is not that. That is the whole desktop. Okay, sorry. You can see it on my desktop. So I'll just make it really big on my desktop. Do y'all see that? Yeah. Okay, so congratulations to all these beautiful senior consultants. By the way, Amanda Canute, she is getting super close to getting to that star team builder level. And so when you're on here, that means like the senior consultants have 1 or 2 active team members. That means your team members have ordered at least 225 wholesale in the last 3 months. Okay. And so if you do not see your picture on here, we'll have to check your active consultants. And then a star team builder. And you might notice, like, why do people move up and down? Why does it fluctuate? Well, it just depends on the activeness of your team members, if that makes sense. So a star team builder is when you have 3 active personal team members, 3 or 4. And team leader is when you have 5 or 6 or 7 active team members. And an elite team leader is when you have 8 active personal team members on your team. And DIQ is when you're at that elite team leader status and you make a decision to go into the company qualifications called Director in Qualification. Okay? All right. Congratulations to all of you ladies. Okay? Not quite sure what happened there. There we go. I see you all. That's all that matters. Okay, next. Cadillac progress. I'm trying to see if I have I do. Hip hip hooray. Okay, let me share this screen with you. You guys, I feel like we're really busting it out to reach Cadillac by the end of June. And I want to thank you for that because of your hard work, our hard work last quarter, we're ahead. We're ahead of the game. And so we are only 49,057 wholesale away from finishing Cadillac by September the 30th. And so, but you know what would be really cool? I think it would be kind of fun if we finished a month early. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, to say, oh yeah, we're a Cadillac unit and then some, because we finished with peace and ease way early. So thank you all for being part of those great big goals. Also, I don't know if you saw me post about this, but we are currently number 13 in the state of Kansas for units. Is anybody on here a little competitive? Anyone? Kind of a little bit. Okay.
Anyone that what? What'd you
Any
say?
competitive? Do we have any
No.
competitive women? Women that like to win?
Of course.
That's right. We like to win. We are now last month we were number 14. And so we're number 13 this month. So we did move up. But we were number 3 most improved and we dropped to number 6 because we didn't do better than we did last year, last month. We did actually about 500 less. But this is the thing. This is the month because last year our July was. And so guess what? We will be able to pull ahead, number 1, in the most improved area. So the more that we grow above what we did last year, we're going to totally pull ahead and we're going to smoke everybody else. Not saying like it's pink smoke though. Okay. Pink smoke doesn't hurt. It's pretty and feels happy. So it's all right. So we're going to smoke everybody on that. And then we're going for top 10 in the state of Kansas by this month. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. New things I want to, real quick, upcoming events. So we have a virtual party that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to do a spa sesh with these people. And so they're going to get skincare. They're going to get microderm abrasion. They're going to get charcoal masking. They're going to get revealing radiance facial peel. We're going to do all of those things, plus this skincare that's appropriate for their skin. And we're going to do that on that Facebook party on the 18th. Okay. Make sure your people fill out the link. And I know that we have all of our Texas girls are like getting the packets. And so Tony's got people getting packets. I know there's actually some going to different states. Debbie Tweet's got some people getting a packet. So just so exciting. So remember, get all of your stuff in by tomorrow, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 9th. So by the 10th. So Wednesday, definitely Wednesday night at the very latest. Tiffany will be in my office. We will be getting packets out on Thursday. Okay. All right. Next thing. What's new? Okay. So you guys, I've implemented some things. I have been evaluating. I've evaluated probably all my life, but I've been evaluating what things do we need in place when we are a unit of 300 women, 400 women, 1,000 women. What kind of things do we need in place when we have offspring sales directors so they can have a smooth transition into building their units? And so some of the things that I've been praying about and implementing are this. Monday night, we're going to do marketing every Monday night at 8:15. twofold good news there. Number one, I won't go late on our meetings. Number two, you will know that you can plug people in. And when you have a new beauty consultant, I want you to encourage them. Oh my gosh, have you done your pearls of sharing yet? Have you gotten your jewelry yet? Because they can do it by just getting people to hop on these Zooms on Monday nights at 8:15, same Zoom number. Okay, the next thing is virtual party every third Thursday in the Mary Kay Party Zone. So you will probably notice that. And then to really back things up, I do have the calendars. So if you'll notice on the calendar, on the 18th of this month, we've got a party. There's only certain months that will have glitches that we had to change things around. In August, it's on the 15th. That's the third Thursday. In September, it's on the 19th. That's the third Thursday. And then we're going to start doing some in-person events in the Manhattan studio. So when you invite people to be part of those things, just make sure that you let me know, RSVP. So once we have the table filled, then we have the table filled. And so, but you know what? Cancellations happen. So yeah. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited because I wanted something in place for marketing once a week at least. I wanted something in place virtually once a month at least. That way, you have no excuse. If someone does not live here, you can either do a virtual facial with them or you can get them on our parties and I will send samples. Now, not every month is skincare. So, like you'll see on the calendar, we're going to be doing color next month. So, we'll probably alternate color, skincare, color, skincare. So that way you have an opportunity to invite people back. Okay, I am so sorry. Is anybody else having audio problems? Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, good. Maybe I'll quit screaming because I feel like I was yelling a little bit. I turn up my volume and turn down my voice. Okay, next. I also want to give you all an opportunity to learn how to book appointments or to be able to have accountability to book appointments. And so I'm going to be doing a booking power hour every Sunday night on Zoom at 7 o'clock. Felicia and I got on last night and at 7 o'clock, so we get on and we just mute it out. Like we mute out and then we just are on the phone booking appointments. And then we can get on and type in the chat, I just booked a party. I just booked a career talk. I just booked this. And so I like it because it's kind of community oriented and accountability. You know what I mean? It's kind of like showing up to do an exercise class. And if you don't show up, you're like, oh, so and so is going to be expecting me. Yeah, that so and so's me. Anyway, okay. Next, we're going to be doing a book study. And so the book study is on Chop Wood, Carry Water. And so the book study starts next Sunday at 8 o'clock. And so right after that power hour, we'll just transition. We're already going to be on Zoom. And by the way, you don't have to look a certain way. I'm not recording book study. If people can't get on book study, I'm sorry. I love you, but we're not recording it because we could look like we just got out of a swimming pool or, whatever the case may be. My family, we usually go to church on Saturday nights. And so sometimes Sundays, it's like that day that I don't put makeup on, and that's okay. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to let you know what the expectations are. So, Monday night, you can get cute for Zooms, and obviously when we have guests on Monday nights, but it's okay if you don't look amazing on Sunday nights. And promotions for July, we're going to do that promotions thing again. And so when we have 20 women on the board for promotions for the month, I'm either going to do a prize drawing or we're going to have a party at my house. Okay. So I'll make sure that, we will do one or the other. And so how do you get on the board? Well, if you're a new consultant, get on the board. If you recruit someone that becomes active, you get on the board. If you're a great start qualified, you get on the board. If you're a great start bundle achiever, you get on the board. If you're a golden girl, you get on the board. And a golden girl is when you order 1,000 wholesale in a month. And pearl girls, when you do 10 career talks. And so honestly, you could be on the board every month just for doing 10 career talks. So anyway, okay. So ladies, I want to talk a little bit about goals tonight. Who's excited to talk about goals? Okay. Well, I want to ask you a couple of questions about goals. So I do want some feedback. So if you would unmute. Have you ever reached a goal that you didn't set? Have you ever reached a goal
Oh no,
that you didn't set? That's accurate, right? You wouldn't, nobody has.
no, you wouldn't.
You never do.
There's nothing to reach for. Just surprise myself.
So, oh my gosh, I totally was doing nothing. I was eating cupcakes and Snickers and I totally lost 5 pounds. I mean, how amazing was that, right? So, setting goals is a benchmark. It gives you an idea of if you're making progress. Have you ever, and I want you to be honest with yourself on this, and that's why I'm asking questions because I want input. Have you ever made progress without setting a goal?
Accidental progress is hard to come by. And sometimes it happens.
That's
Right.
true. It does happen whether you intend it or not. You know, people
Right.
show up at the strangest times.
I think that sometimes, oh, my dog is crying. Somebody forgot to feed her. And I heard her scraping her bowl. Sorry. So if you hear somebody whining in there, it's poor Chloe. I don't think she's going to starve to death though. Um, I know that, I mean, I think that I've probably made progress before without setting a goal. And so sometimes I think that we can be seduced a little bit by, oh, if I just get into action, I'll go somewhere. You might, but are you really going to the right place? It's kind of like if you had if you just got in a car and you just drove a direction. Well, are you really going? Are you going where you wanted to go or where you intended to go, or are you just going? And so I think it's important to have a target. What scares you about setting a goal?
Not
Failure.
hitting your target, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes, too many times of not hitting the target can be a deflector of ever trying again.
Mm, discouragement.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
I think sometimes when we set our goals, we tend to set on a bright note and kind of forget that there are steps involved to get to it, to make it, you know, as they say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So when you set a goal, to look at the pieces that it's going to take to reach that goal.
Dolores, that was very wise. And I love that because sometimes we think of the finish line and we don't think about the process. So, Dolores, that was really powerful. So, I want us to think about that when we do like set a goal for the new year. Think about the process. What does it take? What is that date? What is that process? And by the way, I tried to put in systems into place to help people in that, you know what I mean? To help you, like booking. Everybody needs to book appointments no matter what your goal is. Everybody needs to hold appointments no matter what your goal is. And so that's why I try to implement systems. And if there's ever, and like if there's ever a system or something that you think would be beneficial, please speak up and please say, you know what, I wish we had an opportunity for blah, blah, blah. Does that make sense? Would you respect or follow a leader who doesn't have a goal?
depends on my level of ambition. But it's like anything else. You always say, lead by example. So if you see somebody leading, that's possibly why you join their team, then that's what you're going to try to emulate.
Let me rephrase this. Do you like when your mentor or your leader does have a goal?
Yeah.
Yes, it's good to have a goal.
Do you feel like if that person has a lofty goal, it's discouraging?
Oh, sometimes if something seems unattainable, it can be. I would rather, okay, so I'm coming from I'm trying to think of the point, and I'm trying to like use my words. So there are very charismatic leaders without a goal at all, and they have a million followers to do whatever. Could be in any area, and no goal at all, just very charismatic, what they're saying, what they're doing, get people behind them. Tragedy ensues. but but when you have a leader that has some goals, it's like it's morbid, but this is the thing that comes to mind. Um, Having how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So when we see goals, I see a goal that we have. Just throwing out numbers. We need to do $1 million in sales in the next 6 months. That would sound like, oh my gosh, how in the world is my little contribution that I'm making? How am I gonna be able to help that? But when we break that down and say, this is what we're going to do week by week, we can get this many people, talk to this many people, and our goal will get to that many sales. And we're going to hit something when you break it down into the meals and the timing and the X, Y, and Z, then it seems attainable
I
as
love that.
opposed to saying, we
We're doing
got this giant goal, we got to get there by such and such time. And it may not seem attainable
It
until
all
someone breaks it down.
Well, but by the same, Felicia, it's that thing, depending on how, each of us is different on what motivates us. And
Mhm.
so, okay, so Janice says $1 million, and
I'll
I'm
be
like,
right back.
or if she says $1 million, and, and I'm the type of person that I suddenly feel like, oh my God, that whole $1 million is on me. If I don't, she says, this is what we do to achieve it. And so if I don't interview 20 people, if I don't get 10 sales of $100 each, if I don't, then I'm like letting the whole system fail. So we kind of set ourselves up for failure if we try to put it all on ourselves instead of
Right.
thinking about we all share.
Mhm.
I mean, even if it's bit by bit, you do 250 and are active, I do 250 and I'm active, and Rosie does 250 and she's active. Hey, there's at least 3 active people. Now, some of us can do 250 and be active, and some of us can do 2,000 and be active. It just,
Mhm.
where we're at and where we're going. I mean, I don't know. Does that kind of line up with what you were thinking, Felicia?
A little bit, yeah. That's a part of it. Yeah, part
I'm
of it. Not feeling like, oh my gosh, I've got to, because we know how it is. There's like in the grand scheme of things, that's how I was looking at things. When you break it down to Mary Kay, it's like, oh, there's a whole bunch of us. There's a bunch of us
right.
that are even active. And how can I motivate the next person to be active? And sometimes you just can't. There are people who are just going to, um, I was I don't know if the I was charismatic enough, and I was informative enough, and I'm helping you enough, and I'm showing you this app and that app and X, Y, and Z. But if you don't want to order, or if you don't want to hold that party, if that person doesn't want to hold that party, or doesn't want to sell anything or even just purchase for themselves, there's nothing you can do. And so it's like I gotta move on to the next. Um, but I don't know. I like having a goal. I like seeing the goal, and I don't mind the lofty goal. I just need to see the smaller breakdown. Okay, what's this that I can do right now, this day, this minute to work
Right.
towards that goal for this meal? What is my portion in this meal to get the whole
I love
thing
that.
taken care of?
I love that. When I'm looking, and by the way, I apologize. First of all, I think my husband lost his phone somewhere, or they were thinking he lost his phone, and some weird number was FaceTiming me on my computer. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I apologize. I had to step away for just a moment. Dolores, I'm sorry that I missed part of yours, but I think I kind of got the gist of that everybody contributing towards the goal. And one of the thing, as I look at the goals for our unit for this next year, this last year we had a goal of being a circle of excellence unit, and that was my total focus. And this is what we're going to do. But I don't think that I had a good handle on the growth that was required for us to get there. Another thing that I think was lacking is that I want to make sure that you guys see the entire menu, but it can't just stop with you. When you have new team members, then you educate them like on what is available to them. For example, like it's not really about me, it's about you. Like it's about Princess Court. Do you want to be a star consultant this year? That's a level. Do you want to do the Princess Court of Sales? And so being a star consultant would be ordering 600 wholesale a month. Okay. Being a, yeah, yes,
You said that bumped to 7 this year.
that's not okay. I'll go through the different levels. The star hasn't changed, but power achiever has changed. So at 600 wholesale per month, you would look at being a star consultant.
Okay.
At 700 wholesale, you would look at being a power achiever every month. And by the way, there's going to be a really cool prize at the end of this year. And I'm usually not details girl. So, okay. And then at 850 a month, you're at Princess Court. So that's selling 20,000 retail in a year. At 1,000 a month, you're doing the Golden Girl every month. At 1,700, you're doing Queen's Court of Sales. And at that level, you're earning diamonds and you're making $16,000 to $20,000 profit a year in your business from your sales alone, not including any team members. And so I have just come upon some tools of a friend of mine has provided that talks about, if you have a desire to do the Queen's Court of Sales, it's about serving women. And she talks about having 40 clients that order $1,000 a year in retail. That's doable. I don't think that's not a ginormous number, but she has a total system. Would you guys like me to post that information on that? It'll be a good system, even if you want to do Princess Court, even if you want to do Star. You could do the same type of system and just build a great solid customer base. Because it's basically, there's a lot to it, and I just started doing that. So think about this. What if we had 10 star consultants every quarter? So if we had 10 star consultants every quarter, that would be 40 star consultants, right? And that would be 3,600 retail because it's at least 1,800 wholesale for the year. That's 144,000 in retail sales. That's half of a unit club. And let's talk about what if we had 10 women from our unit that did the Queen's Court of Sales. 10 women times 40,000 retail. I know what y'all, you're going to know this, obviously. That's 400,000. If there were 10 of us that did the Queen's Court and then the rest of the unit just did their regular stuff, we would be at about 800,000 retail. So I love that. I love that the small goals are going to create big things. Now, I don't ever want anyone to feel like, well, Jana has a goal for me to do this. You're not going to work for my goal. You know that? My goal is not going to bring you any joy. So I want you to think about what you can achieve this year. Maybe some of the things that we talked about. Could you be a consistent star consultant? Could you be a consistent star or power achiever? Could you be a golden girl? Could you be in the Princess Court of Sales? You want to be in the Queen's Court of Sales? And by the way, have you all seen the prizes? Let me just pull up some prizes here real quick, because this is too pretty to just not show y'all. Do you see that ring?
Mm.
It is a rose gold and diamond ring, and it is gorgeous. So if you look at it from all angles, it's got it sets up just a little bit, and it's got all of this metal work all the way around it. It looks like a crown. It's gorgeous. So anyway, but I would love for you to share your goal with me. And maybe your goal is not, you're like, I can't get excited about being a golden girl. Okay, well, that's because it has to be tangible. What are you going to do with the money that you're making from being a golden girl? And if you are loaded, maybe you're going to donate it. Maybe there's a special cause, childhood cancer research. Maybe there's something that's pulling on your heart. But whatever it is, it probably has to be something tied to your heart. And so I want you to be praying about that, thinking about that. And I would like you to reach out to me and let me know, kind of what your goal is, or if you need someone to help you work through it, let me know. And so I would love for our unit to have a goal. Number one, we're going to be a Cadillac unit by the end of September. I would like us to have 5 offspring sales directors. And if that's not you, that's okay. If you're like, nope, I don't have any desire to do that, that's okay. I don't ever want you to feel guilty about that. I want you to think about this, though. Are you looking for someone that you would recruit that could be an offspring sales director in our unit? Because you can always do that. You know what the talent looks like. You know what an independent sales director does and loves on people and sets goals and is a worker. So anyway, so we have a goal to have 5 offspring sales directors this year and to earn the top sales director trip to Budapest. Now, I thought about having a motto called Budapest or Bust, but I thought, I don't like bust. You know what I mean? I thought that doesn't sound very positive. And so how about bust a move to Budapest? Bust a move to Budapest. Now it reminds me of a song, Bust a Move. So anyway, we don't have to have a theme. But what we do have to have are individuals that have desires and goals. In my in my experience, a lot of people don't have goals because they don't have dreams. Did you know only 5% of the people in the United States set goals? 5%. Do you suppose it's because there's no one dreaming anymore? Because people are just focusing on getting by and functioning? I do. So I want you to take some time to dream. Take a notebook and pray. Pray about it. God, what are those dreams that you put on my heart that you know are possible? And then let's talk about the goal that you want to achieve by next July, July 1st. And you know what? Maybe it's, I want to be a star consultant, or I want to be consistently in your, Golden Girl Club. Or Jana, I just want to build 5 customers a month. Whatever it is, I want to know what your goals are. And I encourage you to reach out to your sister consultants and say, hey, have you been dreaming? Do you know what you want? And then also, I want to help you break it down. We will break it down. I will help you break it down into quarters and then months and then weeks. We will know exactly what you need to do incrementally. The elephant will be just one bite at a time. And then the next thing is we will share about how many people that you need to share the products with. Okay? All right, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording real quick. There's Annette Klein. I thought it might have been one of my guests hopping on. Hey, Annette, great to have you on. So I'm going to go ahead.
I'm so sorry I missed you. I had to help move furniture at the last minute. I was